So it's 10 years later. It's September 11th, 2011 now. So what how have these 10 years have passed for you? How does it feel now compared to then? How does it? What do you think you may have learned or anything like that?
First of all, I have to take a moment and notice what am I really feeling right now, rather than have a pat answer. Maybe the best way to answer it is dealing with what I'm dealing in the last 24 hours. Having gotten the news yesterday that my partner of 7 years was found dead yesterday morning, and although we haven't been together for almost 5 years, it just threw me for a loop. Like, things like this have a way of impacting us. Just my reality got traumatized, got jolted, and my mind started to race with thoughts. Basically, I noticed that some of the main thoughts were, what could I have done better? What should I have done? What didn't I do? All the ifs and buts. And really noticing that I have been practicing the last 10 years very intently to be present, to be in the present moment as much as possible, not to live in my head, not to allow the tendency to stay in some isolated bubble of virtual reality, thoughts, worries, fantasies, what's going to happen in the future, but rather to really anchor myself in the present moment, in the breath, in this breath. And just doing that seems to give me so much more space to deal with life happening. I mean, eventually we lose people, we lose things, we lose health, we experience so much loss. And I've really learned to try really as much as possible not to get immersed in this trance, you know, just like 9/11. You know, right now we're dealing with the scare of another terrorist attack, and there are those who are watching the television, rehashing the story, and there are those who are out, you know, living life. You know what I mean? You know, you be cautious. Like, what does that mean? Stop living, live in fear, hide, don't take the subway, don't mingle with people. When actually it's all about connecting with life in the moment, with the pulsation of life. Not even the idea of it, but really like the drumming in the background, the heartbeat, the breath. That's how I'm connecting also with my loss. It's an unfolding. I have no idea how it's going to be, but I want to give that up, that need to control how I'm going to be doing with it. I mean, all I know is that right now I want to connect to the soul of this person, or to my ex-partner. I want to connect to his soul. I want to connect to his breath. I want to connect to the memory of him, and to the joy that I've experienced with him. And I want to remember him. I don't want to push him out of my memory. I want to honor him. I want to honor myself and my experience. And that's what I've learned. I've learned to really to live more in the present, and to also appreciate how difficult it is when everything around you is throwing you off, hijacking your attention to the future, to the past, to fixing, you know. 9/11 also happens to be a time that this country and the world is in such great challenge, and I see so much of the fixing mentality, like let's fix the problems. But I also see an emerging power of individuals, like in Israel and in Egypt and in North Africa, in Tunisia, in Libya, of people who are more in the process rather than in the results.
In the present.
In the present, yes. And it's very encouraging. I think that it's a very, very exciting time to live, and I'm very grateful. Every day I am very grateful for being alive right now. I feel that I've been preparing and prepared for this.